Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 15th. We're going to jump right in here, Aries. And in your current general energies, you have this last quarter moon in Sagittarius. It says practice gratitude on it. So I do feel like being grateful for the things you have is always a good idea. But you have the Five of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. I get this sense of just wanting to feel more secure. What do you literally? You have this card and you have this House card as well. So, I kind of get this feeling of I don't think you're being ungrateful, but I just feel you want to feel more secure in a situation, probably your finances, with the Ten of Pentacles here. There is a little bit of love coming up, of course, but again, I kind of feel like this is more talking about, wanting to create longer term security in your finances. It's kind of weird as well, because it's I feel like some of you already are doing something to, kind of make your finances more secure. And I feel like this is something that maybe you've started this year is what I'm getting. So, if you've started something new, in your business or in your career to make you feel more secure, but it could also be something personal I'm getting. You could be just saving money more, or you could just be clipping coupons or something like that, right? Whatever it is, I think it's a good idea, but I also feel like there's another good idea coming in here, or it's you're doing you're going to be doing something else this year is kind of what I'm getting. That's going to be a banger. I feel like it's going to be even better than what you're doing right now. So, even I'm not saying you're going to stop doing whatever you're working on right now, right? I think you're adding more on is more the feeling that I get from this reading. You have the Five of Swords. And for whatever reason, the words I'm getting here on the Five of Swords are to keep taking little risks. So if you're doing little things to step outside your comfort zone, especially in regards to your finances, I feel as long as you're taking little tiny risks that really don't mean much, right? That aren't going to, break the bank or something like that, then I think that's going to be really good for you. It's yeah, of course, you're going to make some mistakes, but I think, when we run into mistakes in business, it's because we stop doing the things that are working and we start taking too big risks. So it's the loss, right? But, I'm a big fan of the 80-20 rule. And even in my business, you can see it on this channel. I do it all the time, where it's 20% of the time I'm experimenting. It's for the most part, 80% of the time, right? For a majority of the time, I just do what works. But 20% of the time, I try new things. And most things that I come up with don't work, right? But the things that do work really, really well. So, if I were you, that's what I would be focusing on, probably for, I would say, the rest of the summer. I wouldn't even just say this week, and really for the rest of your life. But definitely this year, I feel you have an amazing opportunity, this year and next year, really, because you have Jupiter going into Taurus, your second house, and then next year, it officially moves into your second house. So it's going to be an amazing time for you financially, if you experiment and try new things. You have the Knight of Wands here. Again, I just get this adventurous spirit. I feel like you're just in a good place to be adventurous, to try new things, to do things differently. And, again, I feel like that's going to be very successful for you. You have the Queen of Cups showing up here as well. I do feel like you could have a water sign coming in for you. You've had this water sign showing up for a long time now, and could also be a Taurus, but you have marriage, Two of Cups, love, even the Ten of Pentacles. I consider the best love card in the deck. It's someone corrected me the other day and they said, Ten of Pentacles represents money. I'm well, first off, learn about tarot, because it means more than just money, number one. But number two, it's everything you want. So it can represent love. Many readers consider the best love card in the deck because it is. So, what I would say here is if you want love, looks amazing. The other thing I would say here is that the Queen of Cups comes up pretty much for everyone now. And the Queen of Cups is all about our values. And, she wants us to make sure that we are following our values, meaning that if we do something in work or business that goes against our values, that could be anything, then it's not going to work, obviously. But if we do something that goes with our values, it's going to work extremely well. So, do things that kind of align with your values. I also feel, for those of you that have a business, it's you could be doing more things that don't involve you, in a good way, right? It's personally, I own several businesses, but I don't consider this channel to be a business because it requires me to be here. And so to me, it's not really a business, right? Even though I do have employees for this channel. But, again, if you have a business, I feel like you could be doing more things to kind of pull yourself out of the business so you have free time to go do other stuff, right? And I think that would be a good idea. With the Five of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups. Yes, I'm telling you right now, there's definitely love coming in for you. Someone's been left out in the cold, I feel. Five of Cups is more about like sadness and grief, but for whatever reason, I get like Five of Pentacles vibes. Like this could be you, it could be a person you're attracting, but I get this feeling that, and it's 11-11, by the way, as I say that, but I get this feeling that you could be attracting a person who's been left out in the cold by another person, or it's you, like I said, take it how it resonates. And it's like, I feel like someone doesn't want that to happen again, but there could be love here, clearly. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Devil. I would just be careful of toxic influences, mostly people. With that Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands can be flighty energy, and I'm not calling you out here, Aries, but, it could be you. It's like one of those things where, I think you need to be careful of influence. That's literally what I'm getting at right here in my head with that Knight of Wands, right? It's like, I see this all the time, like on Twitter, for example. It's like people are always, it's like if you know anything about cryptocurrency, it's like everybody's always giving their 2 cents about cryptocurrency on Twitter. And it's like there are always people in the comments that are like, oh, I'm selling because of this, or I'm doing this because of that. And it's like you will lose a lot of money if you follow people on Twitter, right? And, I kind of get that here, where it's like, be careful of influence. Like, maybe you have some crazy uncle who's like, oh, don't start that business. Businesses always fail. But maybe your uncle doesn't even have a job, right? So it's like, should you be taking advice from people who have never done something that you're doing? I would say no. But really, what I'm getting there with the Devil is it's like, and the Knight of Wands, is like, I feel like you have a good vision with the Page of Cups on like what you want to do with your life, or where you would like it to go. But I feel like there could be too many people, or just a person, take it how it resonates, that is like, oh, this will never work because X, Y, and Z. And again, I feel like this is saying it's really important that you just only listen to yourself right now, and that's it. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. You have 2 sevens going this way. 2 sevens is internal fears that don't exist. At least the way that I read. And so I feel if you have any fears on like starting something new or changing direction in your life, which we kind of see here as well, the Two of Wands kind of says that you could be leaving something established behind. Hey, guess what? Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto is, and also retrograding back into Capricorn and then going back into Aquarius next year. It's like literally all about the death of establishment. So, it's like I see a lot of people like leaving things behind that they've been working on for a long time and just moving on to bigger and better things. You have this gazelle, it says change and purity. You also have this house, it says relocation and home on it. I don't know, I feel like I say this to you every single reading, that I feel like a lot of you could be moving. Some of you could be saying, I'm never going to move, but maybe in about a year's time, you actually do. So, take it how it resonates, but I do feel some of you could be moving. I'm telling you right now, if you are moving, there are going to be additional benefits. I'm not suggesting you have to move, of course, but, if you want to move, I feel there are going to be a lot of benefits. I also feel there is a change going on. This could be in your love life. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Hierophant. I will say, if you're meeting a new person here, then I feel like it could be a person that you will marry. You have the Hierophant here. So it could be a water sign. I feel like you've always had water coming up in your readings, but it could be any sign. It could be a Capricorn as well. But I do feel like there is a person. It's like you have that Seven of Cups, though, which is telling me that, like, there's some sort of obstacle here going this way. Because the Seven of Cups is very dreamy. So it's like this could be a connection where maybe you're interested in a person, you're not sure how you're going to, get started with this person, or vice versa. Maybe they're not sure how they can get to you. And I kind of have that feeling here. Could be long distance with the Two of Wands. So definitely something to think about. It's like someone's going to have to take a risk with the Fool. Someone's going to have to take a leap of faith to make this happen. It could be a Libra as well. I feel like you've had Libra coming up, or a Taurus, but, I feel like you've had a Libra coming up in your readings quite a bit. Like I said, I feel like it probably will lead to marriage. So if that's what you're into, go for it. The other thing that I'm getting here is just ascension. I feel like for a lot of you, this reading is really giving me those vibes of leveling up. Again, you have the change purity card. You're changing for reasons of purity. We literally see this right here. The Fool has a white rose in his hand. The white rose in the tarot represents purity. The Fool basically comes up after, if you're following the Fool's journey, it comes up after the World card. We go World, then we just start all over again as the Fool, and then we work our way towards the World again. And, what do you know? You have the World in your hands right here on the Two of Wands. So this definitely gives me the vibes of starting over on something or starting a new project or starting a new direction in your life for the right reasons, which is a good thing. You know, having pure intentions when you start something is probably the best way to start something. It's like when you think about it, most people like start a business and they're just like a bull in the china shop, right? They're like, oh, I'm going to start, you know, I don't know, like they're like, oh, I'm going to start this business, that business, this business, that business. They're not very focused, right? And so this looks much more focused to me. It looks more like you're kind of doing things the right way. And that's what I mean by pure intentions. And that's why it's going to be successful. If this is love going this way, then again, same thing. I feel like the reason it's going to work is because it's like the intentions behind it are pure. They're not, you know, it's just not like a bull in a china shop. Like I said, it's not like you're just rushing into something just to have it, right? Just to have your pants ripped off or whatever. Who the hell knows? I don't know what you kids do nowadays, right? So, you know, there you go. Take it how it resonates. But with the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like there's a lot of success coming in for you in general. I'm telling you right now, if that story makes sense, where it's like you started one thing and then you're about to start another thing, or you're about to do something new in your business again this year, it's almost like I see you just like adding on products. You know, that's what I see in my head. It could be anything. It's like you could be, maybe you have a business and you're going to start a YouTube channel to promote the business. Great idea. There's never been a better time. Maybe you're going to start something else to promote it. It's like whatever it is, I would definitely get started. It's going to lead to long-term security. And again, it's kind of interesting because I think I said the same thing to Taurus, which is right next to you, right? And, you know, it's almost like, you know, I feel like you could be, because of that Uranus in Taurus and also Jupiter going into Taurus as well, it's like you could be very focused on leverage. It's like doing things that you don't have to keep doing. It's like, obviously, if you create a bunch of YouTube videos for your YouTube channel, YouTube videos last forever. So it's like, you know, you can create them once and they will do work for you for years if you do it the right way, right? So I'm not saying you're just doing YouTube. You could be doing anything, you know, just anything that has a lot of leverage, anything that, you know, could promote you for a very long period of time. I see you doing it, and I see it being very, very, very successful. For others, like for some of you, I do get like inheritance here. So some of you could be getting an inheritance. But again, people always ask me like, oh, does that mean I have a family member that died? I'm like, if you do not know that you have a family member that died, then no. It's like, trust me, you are not the heir of some like random king in like Serbia or something like that. So no, you would know about this. I do also feel that you could just be attracting a very abundant connection. So you could be attracting someone with a lot of wealth. What do you know? You have the King of Pentacles. You know, could be a Taurus, first off, that you're attracting. Second, I feel, regardless of what sign it is, King of Pentacles is like my favorite, one of my favorite love cards, because King of Pentacles, he represents someone who really like puts in the work, who builds something permanent. He wants to build something long term. So definitely a solid connection if you're attracting love. I also love him for business because same thing. He like really puts in the work to make something very solid. With the Page of Cups, you cannot make this stuff up. You have the Two of Pentacles. This Two of Pentacles, you know, it's two skeletons like kissing, I guess. I don't know. They don't have lips, so who the hell knows what they're doing? But, you know, what I would say here, they're just boning, right? That was a terrible joke, but... You know, what I would say here is that this kind of reminds me of the Two of Cups. So I feel for a lot of you that this could be a solid connection. I also feel that this is talking about balance. You know, Two of Pentacles, like work hard, play hard. So I feel like working together on a team would be a good idea if you're working with people, but also balancing your energy. If you're working hard, make sure to play hard. With the Hierophant, you have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, again, there's some, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Again, I feel some sort of obstacle here to getting to something. It could be a person. It doesn't have to be. Again, he has the whole world in his hands. I'm literally seeing that in my head as the world on the world card. You could say, well, duh, but no, I don't always see it that way. And so there's like something that you really want to accomplish. It feels like a little bit out of reach. Five of Pentacles, like feeling left out in the cold. And didn't I say that at the beginning of the reading? Right here. It just popped into my head. I said it at the beginning of the reading. I got that feeling right here on the Five of Cups. So how crazy is that the Five of Pentacles shows up? You know, there is something here about something being left out in the cold or something. We even see it right here as well. In your next row, you have this Despair card. You have this Community card as well. So it's like, you know, that Despair card always reminds me of the Five of Pentacles. You know, he's like left out in the cold. And then you have the Community, which would be like inside the church on the Five of Pentacles. So whether it's you or another person that's feeling left out in the cold, I feel like someone needs to like come inside. Someone needs to pick themselves up. The Five of Pentacles specifically says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. There are 1,001 reasons not to do things in life, plain and simple. Everybody has reasons not to do something. But, the people who are successful overcome those reasons, right? And so that's what I feel here, is that there could be a lot of reasons for you to, not move towards a person in love or to not start that business or that career. But I really feel that, it's like everything... I feel like what you need to realize is like everything's lining up with the Fool card. The Fool, sometimes I feel like the Fool is saying the timing is right. It's like the reason you're going to be successful this time around is because the time is right. And that's all I get there. You have the Seven of Cups here. Needing to focus for sure. There are good things and bad things. Okay, apparently not. That camera is dead. But there are good things and bad things on the Seven of Cups. But it's your choice whether you pick the good things or the bad things. You have to pick a cup and make it happen. Next, you have the Fool card. The Fool says take a leap of faith. And again, he talks about pure intentions. He's got this white rose in his hand. And you know what? I'm going to change these batteries because they're all about to die. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. So again, you can see here, he's got this white rose. He also has a sack on his back, and he's got this feather in his cap as well, which are also standing out to me. The sack kind of says he's going on this long journey. He's about to go through the whole entire major arcana, and he only has that tiny little sack on his back. So he's over-prepared. He has everything he needs, right here between his two ears. The feather in his cap is knowledge, so he has all the knowledge necessary. I feel like you are ready. And you have the Five of Cups. Again, I was getting this left out in the cold feeling. I was also getting that you could be giving something kind of like a second chance, and the reason why is that he has these 3 cups in front of him, which represent something that he's lost his taste for, but he has 2 cups behind him, which lead to this bridge in the castle. So the true story of the Five of Cups is that he's lost his taste for wine, and he's grieving the loss of something that he no longer enjoys. But there's something new behind him that he definitely will enjoy because there's a castle right here. So, it kind of says that I kind of feel like some of you could be getting a second chance. It could be in love, literally 2 cups right here. So, some of you, maybe you've written off love, or maybe you've said everybody's the same or whatever, but, I kind of get the feeling that there could be a person coming in who is very different. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Temperance card, also 2 cups. Normally, the Temperance card is pouring 2 cups back and forth. So, I do feel like you are transforming a situation. Really, I feel it's the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is something you're dreaming of, something that you imagine as being, something that would be amazing for your life, whatever that is. Could be a goal, wish, or dream. With the Fool, you have the Queen of Pentacles. There we go. Are you kidding? The 2 best divine counterparts right here, King and Queen of Pentacles. Doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to, but clearly, very solid love connection. If you are interested in a person, definitely could be an Earth sign, for sure, or have Earth in their chart. With the Five of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups. Yes, wish fulfillment coming in for you. I feel like you need to believe that something is possible. I've been getting a lot of those readings lately where I call them Tinkerbell readings, where it's if you don't believe, it doesn't exist. So I feel like you need to believe that, something good can happen for you, or something good can happen in your life. Next, you have this card that says Wilderness on it. This is from the Threads of Fate Empyrean Oracle. Full disclosure, I have a business relationship with Threads of Fate, but they're launching 3 new decks that are awesome. And if you want to check those out, you can do so at the link down below. But this card says Wilderness on it. I feel like some of you need to get out into the wilderness, especially with the Two of Wands. This last row is meant to represent the good stuff. You have the Two of Wands, Justice card, and the Two of Cups. The Two of Wands, he is staying in his comfort zone. This right here is his village down below. And so the Two of Wands kind of represents needing to leave a comfort zone, or needing to, go somewhere new. He has the whole world in his hands. But the story of him is that he rushed to a finish line, and he thinks he knows how everything is going to go. He thinks he knows how every situation is going to end, how every situation is going to turn out, in work and business, everywhere in his life. But he actually doesn't. He needs to believe in magic again. He needs to believe that things can happen for him, not against him. And I kind of get that feeling here, especially in love with the Two of Cups. I feel like you need to believe that good people do still exist. If you're interested in a person, I do feel it's a good person, but there's clearly some sort of obstacle here. It seems like everybody has some sort of obstacle in love right now. I just, Mercury retrograde, right? We still have a few days left in this retrograde, depending on when you're watching this reading. Obviously, it's over the week of the 15th, but what I would say is really, I would wait till the end of the month to get back into the swing of things fully. We're safe. You can sign contracts and stuff like that, but I would still double check them. Again, we're in the shadow until, the 22nd, but really, I would wait till the end of the month. That's my personal rule. Although, again, I break Mercury retrograde rules all the time, so who cares? But, what I would say here is, there seems to be this obstacle in love. Even though this is the good stuff, it could just be distance for some of you. It could also be marriage. Maybe you are married already and you're waiting for a divorce or something like that. Or maybe it's them as well. So that's kind of popping into my head. But I do feel with the Justice card showing up in the good stuff that you literally could be getting justice. This could be in the form of karma or good karma is what I'm getting here. With the 2 of Wands, you have the 6 of Wands, definitely a celebration coming in for you. I really feel a lot of you are going to be finding a lot of success. Like I was talking earlier about using leverage. That's what I would be thinking about, if I were you. I don't know, that's what's popping into my head. If you own a business, YouTube videos, podcasts, anything that lasts forever, writing a book, for example, anything like that, I feel those high leverage type activities, they might take a lot of upfront work, but if you do it, it's going to last forever. So that's definitely something I would think about here is writing a book or for your business or, like I said, YouTube videos or something like that. It's popping into my head. With the Justice card, you have the Page of Pentacles. There will be communication. Again, if you're waiting for communication from a person, then, sorry, it won't focus. There we go. If you're waiting for communication, could be communication. I also would say, if you want to communicate with someone, especially a Libra, Taurus, a Capricorn, what else did I say? I don't remember, but, whatever I said earlier in the reading, could be one of those signs. I would communicate. I feel like it, clearly there will be communication. With the 2 of Cups, you have the 3 of Wands. Yes, a lot of growth, a lot of expansion. I like the 3 of Wands in love, especially with something like the 2 of Cups. And again, another card that would really represent travel or something like that. But, the 3 of Wands is a card of expansion. So, I feel like you could be attracting someone where there's a lot of growth and expansion. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this angel. It says spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Again, we were talking about taking these risks earlier, and I feel like you are protected from risk. Again, I wouldn't do anything crazy. I would follow the 80-20 rule because then you don't screw yourself, right? But, that's what I would do here. You have this grasshopper. It says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. I feel like you're being too careful, though. That's the intuitive feeling I get here is that you're being too cautious, too careful, almost like Knight of Pentacles. I feel like you need to not be so cautious. You have this February card and this kite card, and it says vacation on it. This coming February, I know that's months away, but you could be going on a vacation. I'm kind of getting for a specific reason. If you're thinking about signing up for a conference in February of this, coming year or after February, or maybe a little bit before in January, I feel like this is major confirmation for you. That's a very specific message, but, there you go. I'm also getting someone born in the month of February, so you could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Pisces, of course, as well. But, again, take it how it resonates. And you have this dragon card that says, beware of self-delusion. I would be, again, back to the risk thing. It's sometimes I think we can get overly confident, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be confident, but I just wouldn't be overly confident at this time. I would just take those smaller risks. You have this teapot card that says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. You could be meeting a new friend here. I also have a business partner as well, or teaming up with a person. It's if you're promoting another person's business or something, that could be very successful this month for you as well. But this is one heck of a reading. I love it. I love the direction that you're going in. I love everything about your astrology for the next several years. So, I think you're in for a good time here, Aries. It looks good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.